For me, it was a learning process.
Let's talk about Alphonso Davies.
Because I want to start playing. Like, I don't know. Here, let me show you something. Let me show you something.
Yeah. See them kick you out.
What do you think? What do you think?
That's not bad.
He has fun on Omegle, pranking streamers into thinking he's just not that quality, while starting for Bayern Munich in the Champions League and becoming the first Canadian international to hoist the trophy. Still, he has been treated poorly, and some are calling it out. The latest came from this man, Chris Jones, as told by Breakfast Television.
Alphonso Davies, thumbs up, right? We're all fans of Alphonso
superstar.
Davies. He's taking heat. And he's not just taking heat from any section of the media, it's the Canadian media. He's taking heat for not talking post-game all the time. He took some heat for wearing earrings in a dressing room where he's one of the highest paid players. Nearly 48 hours after Alphonso Davies scored the first World Cup goal in the history of the Canadian men's team in a 4-1 loss to Croatia, he finally met with reporters on Tuesday evening. It arguably remains his responsibility, having benefited from a federally funded program to help promote the sport, especially at a time when so many eyes are on it. When you're wearing a Canada shirt, you're no longer a private enterprise. You are part of the public trust.
Whoa.
This is the biggest load of garbage I have ever read in my entire life.
Who quoted Jones's own words in their segment.
Canada Soccer hasn't earned the right to criticize a kid like this. We don't have the media smart enough to criticize a kid like this because most of the media over there watch soccer once every 2 or 4 years and then want a free trip and just want to write about it. That's the first thing. Canada Soccer, they can barely run a fast food place, let alone a soccer federation. They're lucky Alphonso Davies, one of the best players in the world at his position, are representing Canada. I don't care if he talks to the media who wanted a free trip after the game. I don't care whether he wears an earring. He's there injured. He's there hurt. He scored the first goal in this country's history on the men's side on Sunday. We're lucky to have this kid, and any media member who thinks differently is an absolute idiot, and go cover anything else because this is way over your head. This kid is the best thing that ever happened to Canadian soccer, and this garbage is setting the sport back years because we don't know what we got in this country when we have it. We're just used to criticizing because that's what gets you the clicks. Whether you're Bruce Arthur or this clown from CBC who I'm paying his salary, I don't care who it is. We need to respect this guy. I don't want to hear a single criticism. He's there injured. He scored a goal. He showed up. He helped them get to a World Cup. Never rip this kid again like this. It's disgusting. It's low class, and we need to be better as a country for it.
Sid then goes off. He makes a lot of good points here. The first is this. Prior to any game kicking off at the World Cup, Davies sustained an injury in the 62nd minute in a match against Hertha Berlin. Reports indicated it was a right hamstring injury. In their group, Canada suffered 3 defeats, but remember who was in it. Arguably, not even arguably, it was the biggest surprise of the World Cup, Morocco. They defeated Canada 2-1. Morocco would finish 4th. A 4-1 loss to Croatia, who has remained sound through the Modric, Perisic era, and then a 1-0 loss to Roberto Martinez's Belgium side. Quite frankly, loading the piece from Jones, it's a tough read, honestly. And this from Sid. It arguably remains his responsibility, having benefited from a federally funded program in Canada Soccer, this being Sid outlining what Jones put, to help promote the sport, especially at a time when so many eyes are on it. When you're wearing a Canada Soccer shirt, you're no longer a private enterprise, you're part of a public trust. However, the demand from Jones linking Davies is benefiting from government assistance to an approach of you must speak to the media is foul and is honestly pure stupidity. I really don't know what one has to do with the other, but more from Jones. More important from a team perspective, media personalities don't disappear when Davies shirks them. They shift to his less famous teammates. The demand on them increases. He adds, divisions are inevitable, unfortunately, a function of Canada's strange, stratified roster. England's third-string goalkeeper is still a top-level professional and multi-millionaire. Davies wears diamond earrings that probably cost more than his teammates' salaries. I would truly hope you're catching on to the theme here. There's more, by the way. Davies, wielding his celebrity like a weapon, has signed his own deal with Canada Soccer for jersey rights. The rest of his teammates are still waiting for theirs. He arrived late in Qatar, allegedly to receive superior treatment for a nagging injury at Bayern Munich, his professional club. I really don't know why he would put allegedly in there when we knew the extent of the injury prior to a ball being kicked off in Qatar. Davies' agent sat in on Tuesday's meeting with reporters. No other player has received an escort. In the end, this just sucks from Jones, honestly. This stage is the biggest in the world, and occupying it has its costs. Alphonso Davies needs to understand that he alone isn't above paying them. In many instances, folks are taught when picking your target to punch up. However, with Jones in this prize fight, let's say, he managed to self-inflict himself with a knockout of his own doing.